You're welcome to this introductory class on pixelLab. pixelLab is a design app for graphic designers, especially if you're a designer and you want to design from the scratch, like you want to design everything all by yourself. pixelLab is for you. It has a lot of features that is going to help you design perfectly and give you a perfect work. So this pixelLab out here, you click on your pixelLab. pixelLab is not difficult to set up, so once you click on your pixelLab, this is exactly how it's going to be. When you look up, you're going to see different features, and when you look below, you will see different features. So let's start from the features above. So when you look up, you're going to see a plus sign. Okay, first of all, let's delete this new text here. I'll still bring it back. I'll explain to you guys what it works. So you want to delete it because definitely once you open your pixelLab, you're going to see this new text. So you click on it, you'll see a pencil and a delete button. You click on the delete button, then it get out. So now your pixelLab is going to appear like this. So now there is a plus sign up. This plus sign is going to bring back that text. So you click on the text. If you want to write something, you click on the text. You click on this pencil. Hope you notice something. Once you click on the text, this pencil and the delete button appears. But once you click out of the text, you're going to see pixelLab, like the buttons, the pencil and the delete button will no longer be there. So you click on the text, you click on the pencil, you see another pencil there, you click on the pencil. It's going to take you where you're going to delete that text and input whatever you want. Let me see. I want to input I want to write brave. I'll write brave in small letter. You click on the T above before the delete button. It makes it capital letter. You say okay. Yeah, this is I've written brave. That's for writing. Now you still click on that pencil icon. You see this button is for duplicate. Like beside it, it's duplicate. You can duplicate as much as you want. Like you see, you click on it to duplicate. So you can duplicate as much as you want. That's your choice. Now you still click on the button. You see text. That's if you want to bold your text. Okay, I'll click on this brave. This brave. I'll click on the button. I'll click on that T, capital T and small t. I'll decide to bold it. It's your choice. Maybe I don't like the size. I want to make it bigger. It's my choice. That's all about that. If you click on cancel, everything goes back to normal. But once you've bolded your text, you click on good, and that's it. So we still go back to the pencil. There are a lot of features under the pencil, so you have to finish it. Go back to that pencil, you see this. Let me take you back. You click on, okay, let me click on the smaller one. You click on this brave. Go back to that pencil. You click on these arrows that I kind of wanting to fuse together. You click on these arrows. Now it's going to take you to this. This is going to it's like more like a shift arrow. You shift it to the right, to the left, take it up, you take it down, you put it to the middle, like to the below middle and to the main center. That's all it works, depending on what you're designing and what you want to do about it. So sorry. Once you're done, maybe you want it to be here or you want it to be here. Or let's just keep it below. You just click on good. Once you click on the good, everything saves. So that's it. Then we go back there again. This is color. We want to give it a color. You can give it any color you want. This color, this color. It depends on your choice. Okay, let's assume that the color you want is not here. You're going to click on that plus icon. You select the color you want. You select any color of your choice. So when you're selecting color, you're going to see these three spaces here. They're going to help you either make the color darker or make it lighter depending on your choice. You see, when you're moving this one towards this place, it makes it darker. But this one, when you're moving it, it makes it lighter. This is just for transparency. If you don't want the color, just make it transparent. Just be looking up there at that circle. You'll be seeing every effect when you're touching it. So this is it. I want it transparent. It's just transparent. But this transparent, you might use it when you want to design your logo. So let me say I need a darker color of this green. I make it like this. Just say okay. So this is it. You can also go for gradient. Gradient is a kind of mixture of two color. Maybe I want it two color. You see, one part. Let me bring it to the center so you see what I'm doing. Some parts are black and some parts are kind of white. You can decide to make it like this. The up part is a kind of white and the down part has a different color. You can still decide to mix the color. Maybe this is not the color you want. You click the plus button again. You can mix the color. Just your choice. Let me say you want red and okay. You can mix it red and black. Depending if you want it to be very up. If you want the black a little, you take it up. But if you want it to almost cover up. So it's your choice. It's your choice. You say okay. Now you see it. See it has two colors. That is for gradient. You can also decide that okay, I want this. I want each of these alphabets to have a different color. This is it. You click on the brave icon. You click on that brave there that is showing below. You push it. Maybe I want BR to have a different color. I'll push. I will kind of highlight on the BR. Let me go to color. I don't want to use gradients. I've highlighted BR. I'll give it a different color. I'll say okay, and I want only A to have a different color. I'll also highlight my A. I'll give it a different color. Then I'll leave my VE like that if I want, or I can still highlight my VE. I can still go to the gradients and give my VE a different color. Sorry. I'll give it a different color. So that is all about this. That is all about the color. Then you click on good. It stays. So let's still go back to the pencil icon. When you go to the pencil icon, you're going to see this. The last two that is showing there is for bring to front and bring to backward. Now, for you to understand this, let me import an image. Let's use this image. Okay, now look at it. This image is the last thing I imported into this pixelLab. That's why it's on top every other writing. All this writing is on top it. So this is how that particular feature works. When you click on it, you send it to back. It goes like the image now is behind all this writing. It's behind all this writing because I clicked on the image and I sent it to back. I'll also click on the image and I'll bring it to front. That is it. Okay, let's say I want this colored brave to come in front of the image. I'll click on it, then I'll bring it. Sorry, I'll click on the image, I'll click on the text, not on the image. I'll click on the text, that's the brave I've written. I'll bring it to front. It's now in front of the image, but every other ones are behind the image. This is how that feature works. Every other ones are behind the image, but this particular brave I clicked, it's before the image. Now let's say I want this one. I want this text to come also before to be in front of the image. I'll click on it. I'll click on the pencil icon. I'll bring it in front. Now it's in front of the image, but this one is behind the image. That's it for that feature. So I think we are done. We are done with that particular feature. So this delete icon, let me say you want to delete it, like you don't want it again, just click on it. It will get that. That's it. There is no big deal. And as I've told you, once you click on any text, the pencil and the delete icon will show. But once you click off it, it disappears. So let's talk about this one. This particular image, this one is for redo. This one that is more like an arrow sign, a curved arrow sign, is for redo. like it's going to take me back to everything I did on this pixelLab now. So let's try it. Everything. It's redoing everything. Now that image I've get out. Now everything I've done, it's going to take me back. That's it. Let me say you're designing and you figure that you've made a mistake somewhere and you want to correct it, you can redo it. It's more like a replay. Let me say like you're watching movie with some kids, then you left to do something. Then when you came back, it happens that you've missed a particular scene and the kids were like, you've missed this scene, this, that. You have to replay it. That's what that curved arrow does. It replays. Then this one is for zoom, like kind of to magnify your your design. Let me say, oh now let's click off it. When you click off it, you see that you cannot zoom this what you've done. It can't be zoomed. You can only shift the writing and whatever you're designing, but you cannot zoom it. But once you click on it, you can be able to zoom. You see it? You can zoom and zoom out depending. Maybe you want to check for one particular color or something like that. You zoom it. So let's click off it. That is it for that. So this one is for alignment. You want to align it. Okay, let's click off it. Let's get a test. Let's get a quote. I'll show you how you get this one. Sorry. Sorry. So I'm trying to make it smaller. Okay. Yes, it's small enough. Okay. So let's say we want to align this. This is like it gives a more cleaner work. You want to align this. You want to make them to be in the same line. This brave and this text. This learning is the beginning of words. Learning is the beginning of health. Now we want to make it to be in the same line. You click on this. You see it. You invite this arrow. You take it. Let me say I want it to be the same length as this brave. Sorry. Now take it. I'll make it the same line. For you guys to understand what I'm doing, let me align the text first so that you understand it. Now, good. It's in the same line, so you understand it better now. So, you see where I kept this? You align it, make it be in the same line. Good, perfect. Now, they are in the same line. Or maybe not. Let's align the very well. Perfect. This is it. They're in the same line. Like you use it to align to make your work very neat. If you want it to be in the same line, just align it, make it look very neat. That is it for that. So this particular feature, hope you saw what I clicked. After that, the next one, which is this one, when you click on it, it's going to take you this brave. Okay, this writing is is the last thing we imported, but because we move it back, it's been okay. Let's say we want to bring it to the front because yes, it's the last thing we imported, so it should be in front. So we click on it, it's the last thing here. So once it turns like this, you push it. You see it's now in front. Sorry, it's not behind. Take it again, push it in. So you can decide to lock it. I don't want to move it. I don't want to move it. I've locked it. It doesn't move. It's just like that. I'll be like, okay, I want it to disappear. I want it to disappear. Sorry. It's locked. That's why it's like this now. Then I'll unlock it. I'll be like, okay, I don't want it to be. I want it to disappear. I'll click on it. It disappears, but it's still there. But you won't be seeing it. So I'll still make it to appear. I'll click on this. It has a lot of features. Maybe I want to rewrite it. I really don't want. I want to add certain things. I'll write it out. So okay, I can decide. Okay, no, I want to bold it. You click on the pencil. You bold everything. It works similar to this pencil, like the pencil I told you guys earlier. This is for duplicate. If you want to duplicate it, I hope you guys are seeing where I'm clicking. Click this one again. This is for. Let's delete it. It's much here. Let's delete this one. Okay. So we go back. This for bold. If I want to bold it, you want to bold it. You want to make it smaller. That's it. Click on bold. Then this if I want to rotate it. It's just similar to the one I taught you guys earlier. It's just the same thing. This if you want to shift it. This color. This bring to back and bring to front. So that's it. That's about that. So so let's talk about this plus sign. The plus sign. The next feature is for text, just like what I told you guys earlier. You import your text. This is you import it. Put in text. Once you've imported text, you go back and click you go back and click this icon. You write anything you want, just like I've told you guys earlier. That is for text. It can also pixelLab also gives you current date, just like today is 3rd of June 2023, and this is it. It gives you the exact date for today. Then the next one is sticker. I don't know, but I like this sticker so much. This sticker most times is used as a shadow background for church flyers, most especially, though other flyers too, but you can use this sticker as a shadow background. We have other stickers too. These are stickers. You can use different types. Say you want to use this, depending, this just a choice. Anyone you want to use. There are emojis as well. You can decide I want to use this emoji. So it's your choice. Once you've selected the one you want to click good, it stays. That's it. And just as I told you, the emojis have also the same features, just like this. When you click on the emojis, you click on this thing. Sorry, it has the same features just like objects, not text. When you click on the emojis, you click on that pencil icon. Then you can let's keep it here. Click on the pencil icon. You can duplicate it if you want. You can send it to back. Look at it now. Sorry, this one is special. This one is not behind the text. So this one, let me send this one to back. So you can send it to back. You can also decide to bring it to front. You can take it anywhere, sideways, anywhere you want. It's your choice. You can decide to rotate it as well. So it has the same features like objects. So let's go over to the next one, which is shapes. This is for shapes. You can import any shapes you want. You can maybe you want a square shape, but if you don't want a square shape, you can come over here. You click on this sign down here to take you to different shapes. Circle, you want circle. Click on this sign again to take you to love. Any kind of shape you want at all. Triangle, it's here. So let's do square. So this is the radius. You see, I hope you see what it's doing. If you want to kind of shaping the edges of the square, you use it. It will shape it for you. That is how it's being done. That's the work of this radius. Then opacity, you want it to be seen, like you want it to be visible. That's it. If you want it to be visible, you increase opacity. You want it not to be invisible, like you want it not to be not to be clearly seen. Yes, that's a perfect word. If you don't want it to be clearly seen, you reduce it. That's for the opacity. Then this is your color. You can give it any color you want. You can also use gradients. Maybe you want to give it two colors and other stuffs. That is it. This is a stroke. Let's use color, normal color. This is for stroke width. Now look at what it's gonna do. Hope you've seen it. It increases the stroke, like the stroke of the shape. Now look at it. That black color, that's the stroke width. It increases it. This is how it was before. The stroke wasn't visible, but once you increase it, it becomes visible. You can also decide, okay, I don't want this stroke. Like I want the opacity of the stroke to be faint. Like you want a faint one, can make it fainty. You see it. The stroke is there, but it's fainty. It's still there, but it's fainty. So that's it. You can decide, okay, I want to give this stroke a different color. I don't want it to be black. Click on it. You change the colors as much as you want. You can also use gradient. It's your choice. That's it. It's your choice. So you can also decide on the radius. You see, blur radius. There's something about this blur radius. Once the blur radius is decreased, the objects or whatever you're doing seems to be more visible, like more kind of visible. But once you increase it, it's become more like a shadow. Like it's more like a shadow. So that is it about shapes and its color. So once you're done selecting what you want, what you think suits your designing, you click on good, then it stays. Yeah. So let's go back. Then from gallery, you want to import an image from gallery. You want to use, you already have a saved picture that you want to use for your design. You go to from gallery, you click on it, then you select. You can decide to make it circular, rotate, anyhow you want it. You can just decide, you can any shape, maybe say just by clicking. There's a lot. So you adjust it. I want it to be circular, so make it circular. I'll adjust it. I'll click on good. You see, the image is right on your pixelLab, on your design. So this is it. Then we go back. The last one is draw. You click on draw. This is one of draw. Let me say you want to use pencil to write. Then let's write. You see, I wrote this with the head of the pencil they gave me. So pen size, if you want to increase the pen size, the one I wrote is having a pen size of 8. I can decide to increase it, then to become more bigger. Yeah, that's it. It's more bigger because it's not 21. I can decide, okay, if you look at it, it's not smooth. Now decide, say, okay, let me increase the smoothness. Now the difference is clear. I hope you see it. So that is all. That is it about painting. You can decide, okay, I want to use different color. You click on the color, you write, I want another color. I want another color. You click on the color, you write. You can change color of pencil depending on what you are designing. You can also make it, let me say, this blur radius, okay, you can use this blur radius more as a shadow. Depending on what you're designing, you increase the blur radius then. it's more like a shadow. The more you increase it, the more it appears like a shadow. So depending on what you are designing, you can use the blow radius of this pencil as shadow. But depending on what you are designing, remember I said that. So maybe you don't need the pencil again, you can come and click on the eraser. Increase the size, then you wipe everything. You don't want it again. Increase it again, you wipe. We don't want the pencil, we wipe it off. Okay, this is it. We are done wiping. You're done wiping. So take it off. This dash inside fill, dash line and new effects. It's also for pencil, but let me show you how it works. You see, let me reduce the pen size first. You see, when you're writing is giving it dotted line, it's a kind of dotting it. That's how this one works. Then the fill pencil, when this fill pencil is done, when you lace on it, sorry. So when you write, you see it, this is perfect for shadow. It fills it in. Alright, let's go and clean it off. I don't need it. We don't need it. So what's the next here? Okay, we are done with this particular field. Then this one up here is for save. This is save as project. When you save as projects, you can come back and redo it. Let me say you did a particular work and you save it as project. Then maybe after a long while, someone wants you to do the same, almost similar to that particular job. Just you can just come to your save project, you click on it, you start re-editing few stuffs. So let's save this as project. Let's save it as let's save it as tutorial. Now you have to save as project first before you save. Sorry, you have to save as project first before you save your image. Once you click on save your image, it's gonna save straight to your gallery, your photos. Once you go there, you see it. So let's click on save image. When you click on save image, you're going to see save jpg, no transparency. So as I was saying earlier about saving as JPG and PNG, when you save as JPG, it has no transparency in the sense that your background is going to show once you save it. But when you save as PNG, it's going to have no background. It's mostly used for logos. No, though not all logos. There are logos that have background and those that do not have background. Like most primary school logos has a background, and I think Senate Bank too also has a background, but their logo, like your Apple logo doesn't have a background. So most logos, when you're doing a logo that and you don't need a background, you save as PNG. But your flyers and all those stuff, once you need a background for them, you save as JPG. Once you save it, you go to your gallery, it's going to be there. So let's save. You can also decide to share. Once you save it, you can share. Okay, let's talk about the quality of your of what you want to save, of your project, of your design. So when you click on it, you're going to see default, you see custom, you see low, you see medium, you see very high, you see ultrasound. Ultrasound is the highest. I think one design is going to be having like 5 meg, like really 5 meg. Are you designing studio pics, even if it's studio pics? So I don't advise people to save as ultra, because let's say you make 100 design and you save all as ultra, that's about 500 meg for just a design. It's taking a lot of space. So I advise people to save as medium. Yeah, medium is okay. Medium is okay. They differs based on their meg. So medium is okay for me. Then you save it. Once you save it, you go to your picture. It's gonna be there. That's it. It's here already. Go to your gallery. It's already there. So I think that is all for that. You can also decide to share. If you want to share it to your WhatsApp, to your Facebook, anywhere you want, it's your choice. So this one up here is the same thing. The same thing is gonna take you back to the same thing and save. That's it. Then this is for quote. Let's say you are designing something and you don't have a quote you want to write, but you know you want to write something. You can come up, look at where I clicked. This sign that is like quotation mark. You click on it up there. It's gonna give you different kinds of quotes depending. If you don't want it in English, you can go for French, but I want mine in English. If you don't want motivation, you can go for success, you can go for friendship, you can go for happiness, inspiration, positivity. Depending on the kind of quotes you want, you click on it, it appears. Then you go ahead and make your design. So these three dots here is going to take you to use image from gallery. Once you click that use image from gallery, it's going to act on the background. Yes, it's going to act on the background. It's going to change your background to the image you select. So let's try it. Let's try it. Let's use this. You want to use this. Okay. You see it. Our background automatically changes to the image we select. But if you be like, you might be like, okay, I don't want it. I don't want it. This is not what I want. You go ahead. You go below. When you look below, you see different icons. You click on the icon for background. You go to color. Then you select the image back. Let's say you prefer the other color. You select on it. It goes back to the way it is. So the next one after that is full screen. When you're done importing the features, the text, the pictures, everything you want to use for your design, you can make it full screen. Then you begin to arrange it. You begin to arrange and align it, making it look more beautiful. So that is it for that. Then the other one is use image from camera. This is where let's say you don't have an image, so you want to snap or something, you use image from camera, but I don't advise this, so this is not advisable. So the next should be export images for saving. The same thing as saving. Like I think right now you guys have seen like three different methods of saving. So in this pixelLab, most of the features are repeating what is been like what we already taught. So you just have to know and use the one you think is faster and more easier for you. This is the third method of saving now, so it's all left for you to choose the one you want. The next is image size. This works on the background, like the size of your file. Let's say you don't like this size. You don't like the size of this slice. Okay, I want to change it. You click on it, go to your image size. You click on your custom. You can decide, okay, I want it to be like a YouTube channel banner. Click on it. It changes. You see, it now changes to a YouTube channel banner. Depends on what you want. Also say, okay, I want it to be like a profile picture, square form. Like that's normal. That's the one we had earlier. That is it for you. So that's all. It works on the background and the size you want. So this is contact. If you want to contact pixelLab, pixelLab also has tutorial. If you look at it, you see tutorial, but the tutorial is not going to be like they're not going to explain all these features I'm giving you now. They will not explain their uses. They're just going to give you a simple design, like a simple design using pixelLab, and that's all. If your pixelLab is showing aids, lots of aids, you can remove the aids there. And you recover autosave. You open PPL file about the exits that you want to leave. If you want to leave pixelLab, are you sure you want to exit pixelLab? If you say okay, you act off pixelLab. So that is that for that. I think we're done with all the features up. I think we're done with all the features up. So let's come down to the features below. The first feature, when you look below, you're gonna see a three circle, like three circles that are connected that fuses to each other. You see an A alphabet, you see another feature there, and like one, two, three, four, like five features below. So I'm going to explain what the work and everything. So first of all, let's look at my project. I told you earlier that when you save as projects, then you come to this my project. Once you click on these three circles, once you click on that three circles, it's going to take you to my project. You click on it, then every project there, this is the project we saved earlier. So every project you save is gonna appear. This is it. This is the ones I did earlier. Of course, this is the new pixelLab, so it's not having much project. I just did this few, so I will teach you guys more about this and other stuff. So this is not my working pixelLab. So that is all about this project. Then these ones are backgrounds. These are backgrounds. These are backgrounds. Let's say this is the one we are using now. This is another one, depending on what you want, depending on what you are designing and what you think is best for you. So there are lots and the lots of background. So let's move on to the A alphabet. When you click on the alphabet, it's going to give you text. You click on the text, right? Let's delete this one first. So once you click on, let's go back to what we did so you won't get confused. So once you're done with that circle, you click on the A. You see it's going to give you styles, edit and all those stuff. When you click, because I'm clicking on this text right now, sorry, because I'm clicking on this text right now, I'm seeing all these features below. But let's click out of the text. You see just text and quotes. You see it. So you have to click on the text for you to see as many features as you want. So I can decide to change the style of this text. I click on style. You can either browse or you say let's browse. Okay, this is the one I want. I'll pick this. You see it automatically changes. It automatically changes more like an embossed work. I'll show you guys about that too. So it depends on what you want. So you can decide to edit. I don't want this. Let's import. Let's delete this and get any text. Fine, this is it. So let's, if you want to put input, just like I told you guys, the features up and the features below are almost the same. So I want to write something. I'll click on edit. It's gonna take me here. I write something like textbook. I'll click on this T. It's bold. Sorry, it makes it capital letter. Then say okay. That is it. You can decide to delete it. Once you delete it, it get out. So I don't want to delete it. I'm gonna restore it by clicking this arrow. I restore it back. So just like I told you, you can copy as much as you want. It's your choice. Just the same. This copy. This is bring to front. You see. I can take this one out too. You won't understand. I used image earlier. Let's use image again so you will understand it perfectly. Let's still use this image. Now let's make it circular. So okay, so this is it. This is it. Now look, let me show you something. When you click on the text, you have a lot of these features still under that A alphabet. But when you click on the circle, you have no feature because that icon doesn't work for objects. It works just for text, just for writing. But when you click on this next one, yes, this one works for objects. So you see lots and lots of features as well because it works for objects. But now we are still dealing with A, which is the text alphabet. So we go back and click on it, and then we click on text. Click on text and everything shows. So they say bring to front. We want to bring this text in front of this image. Like if you see it's behind, so we want it to be in front of this image. We bring it to front. Now it's in front. We still want to it like it's just that one that is in front because that's the one we clicked. And when you clicked goes to the front. Let's say we want this one to be in front too. We click on it, we bring to front. We want to send it to back, we send it to back. We want to send this one to back, we send it to back. That's it. That's all about that. So let's keep you on side because we're dealing with text. So the next one is position. When you click right here, position. When you click on your position, on the position, you can so you can either shift it. Let me say you want to shift it, but you don't want to move it like this. Like you just want to align it somewhere based on what you're designing. You can shift it. You can bring it down, take it to the right. You can still take it up. You can also do it here. I think right. Yes. What are you doing? Sorry. You can also take it by moving it here, but I don't know why mine is not doing that. You can move it here, depending on what you want. So once you've done shifting it, the position you want to click on good, and that's it. So this one is relative position. Just like we said earlier, you want to move it to the right, to the left, downwards, up, below center, and middle center, depending. Once it's here as you want, you can go ahead and good it. Then that's it. Now this is for size. You can decide to make it big or big. Depending on what you want. You can also maybe if you use this one, it becomes excessively bold. Then you can use this to bold it. This plus sign, once you're clicking it enlarges. But once you're clicking on the minus, it reduces. Then click on your good and it saves. You have padding. Now let's show you this. Okay, let's use this one. Let's reduce it. Let me show you how this padding works. When you click on padding, you see left padding. You see, it kind of gives space. Like this is it now. It gives space. It gives it space. Gives it space. It should be at 0. 0 is appropriate. Yeah. Now when you say right padding, it takes enough space. Like there's a lot of space. I'll show you more about this padding when I color it. Because when you color it now, the whole of this box is going to get colored, but the text is one side. So that's the pattern. It kind of gives it space. So 0 is, yeah, it should be at 0 depending on what you're designing. Then we have color. I want to color it. I want to color the text. Just like I told you guys earlier, you can choose any color you want. You can still come to gradient, you choose. You can still decide to give each and every one of them different color. It's your choice, but that different color doesn't work with gradient. It must be with the original color. You can decide to give different color. It's your choice. You can decide to give different color. It's your choice. So that is it. You good it and it stays. Then texture. This is how this texture work. Let's click on this one that we haven't given any color. Then you click on texture. Yeah, it's a kind of going to, let's go back. It's a kind of going to like you don't want to give a color from this pixelLab. You can go to your gallery, you choose a color from any design you want. You go there. Let me see. Let me just say. Let me say. I want a particular color from here. I want this color. This is the color I want. I'll just highlight the color. I'll click on good. The color automatically fills in the text. Hope you understood what we did. It fills in the text, like that is it for texture. Then opacity. Opacity, you want the text to be visible or you don't want it to be visible. It depends on the opacity you choose. Like want not to be seen. I love using this opacity mostly when I want to kind of put text shadow or when I want to shadow something on the background for flyers. I love this opacity very much, very much. Then you have your shadow effect. Then you click on your good. That's it for opacity. Rotate. If you want to rotate it, anyhow you want to rotate it, it rotates. It rotates, but making it zero is best. Yeah, zero is straight. So okay, that's it. Max, good. There are some designs, and when you see it's a kind of like this. Let's take it off. It's a kind of cut. You be like, where did this person get this kind of text and all those things? Where did not get any text? It's from Max. They maxed it off. They took some parts off. You can decide to bring it down a bit. Anyhow you want to do it. I'll be like, okay, I just want this field to be maxed off. You see, it's max. It's a work of max. That's what it does. You can max it out and you can max it in. I might decide, okay, this is what I want to show. I want to just this to show. Then I max it in. Just this one will show. But I want the other ones to show. Max it out. So that is the work of max. Max enables us. So we move over to fonts. Let's restore this. You click on this arrow, you restore everything you've done. So we move over to fonts. You click on your font, it's going to show you a lot and a lot of fonts. I don't want this font. I can change it depending. There's a font. You click on OK. It have changed. Like, okay, this is not the font I want. To go back, click on the font. You click on. It depends on what you want. The fonts depend on what you want. These are the recent ones we've been using and other stuffs. My fonts is the ones I'll show you how to import fonts into this pixelLab in my next tutorial. So this is the font. You click on OK. That's just it for fonts. Then you come to style. You can decide, okay, I want to bold this. You bold it. You want to bold it, you bold. You can be like, I want it to slant. You click on this. You want it to be underlined. You click on the U with the dash under. You can anyhow you want it to be. Once you click on this T that has a slash, everything you did leaves, like it kind of reverses it back to normal. Okay, I can be like, okay, I want just the TB to be slant. You select it, like you highlight it. You click on slant. You see, just the TB slant. I can be like, okay, I want just the OK to be underlined. You highlight it. You click on your underline. It's underlined. So it depends on your choice and what you want. Then you click on good. That is it for that. Okay. This curve. Okay, let me show you how this curve works. We're not going to use this. Let's use a name of a school or something. Let's type something. Let's use like boys technical college. Say okay. Where is it? Okay, boys technical college. First of all, you reduce the size. No, this one no. You reduce the size. Click on size. You reduce the size. Then okay, we adjust it so it enters in one line. Then we come over to fonts. This is not the font we want. Okay, let's use this font. Okay, then let's go to style. Should we slant it? Let's bold it instead. Click on OK. Then we come to curve. We want it to curve it. You see, especially primary school logos, they're often like this. Yeah, they're often like this. primary school logos, they have something like this. So this is how curve works. You can curve it like this, then you input your logo, or you can see it as logo. Let's duplicate it, you copy it, then you come and rotate it. Push it together. See, yeah, we are just one step to making a logo. It's almost looking like a logo. You see it. Most primary school logos are like this. So that's work. The work of curve. You can use it to curve your work, depending. You can use it to just. It's your choice. It's your choice. So depending on what you're designing, you can make use of it. So let's go back. You stay here. You stay here. Let's use this. Then background. You see, I color the background of the text, but the text is still visible. Let's go first. Let's give the text a color. Let's give the text a color first. The color I'm looking for is not here. I'll click on this plus sign. I'll use green. Yep. I'll use green. Maybe I don't want it to be dark. Remember what I told you about here? When you take it like this, you're making it more darker. I want it to be a little bit lighter, so I'll click on it. Yeah, this is the color of the text. Okay. Now let's go back to that background. Sorry. Now the background, I want to give the text like the box of the text a background. I'll click on it. You see it has a color now, but I don't want that color. I might decide to change it, but it's not, I'm not giving the text a color, but the box, the kind of the box the text is being inserted in, I'm giving a color. Now look at that left pattern I was telling you guys about. You can also use gradients if you want. You can use gradients for the background of the text. You can use gradient for the background of the text. So left padding, this is what I was saying. The text is still there, seated one place, but it has, like the background is being padded to the left. I don't know the ways to explain this, but I hope you guys understand. You can also take it back to normal. The normal should be at 0. Once it's at 0, it's normal. Once it's at 0, it should be normal. Yes, exactly. So you also have your right padding. You can make it to the right, you can make it to the top, you can make it below. It's all your choice and what you want. You can see like kind of curve it, like shaping the edges and all those stuff. That's what this radius does. So it's your choice. Once you've gotten what you want, click on good and it saves. So let's talk about align. Okay, let's use quotes. I told you guys where you can get quotes like motivation, success, positivity. So think about it. Where is it? Yeah, exactly. How you gonna get it? Click on it if you've seen it. Okay, if you didn't see it, it's at the top here where you have that quotation sign. If you click on it, you're gonna get your quote. So I want to use the quote to show you guys how that align works. Let's use we are taught you must blame your father, your sister, your brother. Let's use this one. Okay, we've added quotes. No, this is not what I want. I don't want it. I want it a different one. I want it to be on its own. Okay, so this is it. We go to that align. We click on align. You either align to the left, you align to the right, you align to the center, or you can justify it. If you justify it, just going to be, let me show you, no need to explain. You say it. Once you justify this, it's just going to have like, it's going to be, I don't know the words to use for that, but it's just going to be centralized. You see, that's the work for align. You click on your good once you have what you want. That's it. Spacing, we have spacing and line spacing. I'll show you how this works. Let's click on spacing first. And on spacing, we have letters spacing and word spacing. So we are on letter spacing. You're going to see a space between each letter. You see, there's a space between each letter. Between this is be impeccable with your words. be impeccable with your weight. You see a space between B and E that made the word B. And this impeccable, you see there will be a space between I, between M, E, P, C, like that. That is it. There this letter spacing. Then sorry, this is word spacing. There is going to be a spacing between each word. Like there will be enough spacing between B and impeccable, and between impeccable and with your words. You see? There is no spacing between each letters, but there is a spacing between each words. This is how it works depending on what you want and what you're writing as well. So click on OK. Now you have line spacing. This is going to occur between lines. Like there's going to be enough space between the first line and the second line. You see it. The words were not affected, the letters are not affected, it's just the lines. Once you've got what you want, you click it. Mostly I think this line spacing, align and spacing is mostly good when you're designing like docs, when you're making a docs graphics. So you have stroke. You see, let's keep this on one side and use a more simpler word. Let's write something. Cancel. Let's write something. This is not what I want, please. Text. Okay. Let's edit it and write something like bold. Okay. So we are trying to explain. Okay, stroke. Yeah. First, let's give it a color. Let's give it a color like a green color. Okay, fine, perfect. Now let's go back to that stroke. When you click on this stroke, you enable it. I don't know if you guys, now let's unclick. You see how this boat is, but when you enable it, it has a stroke. Just like we did just like I said when we did about objects when you give it a stroke. So now this is it. This is the way it is. But when you enable it, yeah, it has an extra body. That is it. Okay, let's increase the extra body so you understand it. You see, it has a black extra body. I can decide to change the color of that stroke to this color. That's an extra, but I can decide to broaden it. You see, that is the extra body it has. You can change it to any color. You can still decide, okay, I want the stroke color to be 2 colors. It depends on your choice. You can still go and search for the colors you want. It's your choice, but just the stroke is an extra. But depending on what you're doing, depending on the kind of graphics or the kind of design you're making, so that is it for stroke. You good it and it stays. Then this is for shadow. You see, this is it. This is the way it is. But when you click on it, it gives it a shadow, and the shadow too has a color and an opacity too. So this is opacity of the shadow. See, when you reduce the opacity, you tend to see what's like the writing more clearer. But when you increase it, it often appears like a shadow. It is, yes. When you reduce it, the writing or whatever you're doing tends to be more clearer and more bold. But when you increase it, so, and this is blur reduced too. It's a shadow. It's blur reduced. It does the same thing. It does almost the same thing. Almost, but not really the same thing. Once you increase it, this is how it is. But once you reduce it, you tend to see everything very clear. That is it. So this is let's keep this thing like this. This is a shadow. Let's give the shadow a color. This color for shadow, let's give it a color. Let's use blue. Okay, it has a blue color now. Let's increase opacity. The blur radius, let's reduce the blur radius. Then the offset and the offset X and offset Y, this is how it's going to work. You see, it works on the shadow, not on the text. You either shift it like this to the right, you take it to the left, or you take it downwards, you take it upwards. That's what this offset X and Y does. It works majorly on shadow, depending on what you are designing. It take it to the left, to the right. So let's reduce the blurriness of the shadow so you see it. Now you see. Good. This is what I was explaining. If you reduce the blur reduce, you're gonna see the text very well. But if you increase it, you can't see it very well. So let's move it like this. You can move it sideways, move it like this. You can still move it up, depending on what you are designing. So once you've gotten what you want, click on good, and that's it for shadow. Then we have inner shadow, we have inside shadow. That's going to have effects on the board. So you click on it, the inner shadow is there right now. Let's use a color that you can see. Okay, let's put it. Now let's see. You see the inner shadow is there, right? You see, I used a kind of rose blood color. Let's use this one. You see the inner shadow, it's there, it's moving. When you click on offset X and Y, down offset Y, so that's for inside. Why the shadow works for the outside, the inner shadow works for the inside, depending on what you are designing to. You can see, yeah, that's it. Can reduce the blur radius or increase the blur radius for you to see it very well. So you click on good, and that is it. Then I told you guys something about this emboss. You see emboss, yeah, that's one. I really love this feature. I won't lie, I love the feature, but what makes me hate the feature, it kind of not really hate, but it's a kind of stressful, because when you click on it, most times your design appears like this. Now it not depends on your ability to kind of fine, perfect. Now you have to kind of adjust it with your increase or reduce size, so you'll be able to get what you want. But I really love this feature. Now you can also decide where the light wants to come. If you want the light to come from the right, it depends on how you adjust this light angle. It all depends. If you want it to come from the up, from the side, anywhere, it depends on you and you alone. And also the intensity, you see. Now let's reduce the intensity. This is how it is. But when you increase the intensity, it tends to be more brighter. You see it. Now the ambient lights, the sharp hardness, you see, the sharp hardness, the bevel, even that's all about this. Like, I love this particular feature in both. You click on good, and that's it. This is for your 3D, anyhow you want to turn it, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, anyhow you want to turn it. That is it for your 3D. Then 3D text. See this. Let's take this back. What is this? Okay, make it good. Then 3D text, enable it. Okay, this is it. We went to 3D text, so you click on your 3D text, you enable it. This is for perspective, this is for oblique, you see. So let's go for perspective first. This is it. You can decide to kind of shift it. Yeah, that's it for perspective. That's how it works. You can decide to, okay, I want to change the color. You can decide to change the color, give it a different color for the perspective, anyhow you want it. You can decide to darken it. You see, wow, this is for X rotation, for Y rotation, for Z rotation. It's all your choice. Let's keep it at 0. It all depends on what you want. You can also decide where you want the light to come from up, from side, intensity, shadow. All these are what you want. And it's also the same thing in oblique. Oblique can decide, okay, I want to control it like this. You bring it down, bring it the depth. You work on the color of the depths, you darken it anyhow you want. All this works for the 3D text. Then you have your shadow. A lot of people like this. I also love this. I often use this shadow. If you look below, you see shadow. See more. Yeah. I can increase the opacity of the shadow. I can change the color of the shadow from black to green. I will increase the opacity. The radius, I can increase or reduce it. I can also expand the shadow and make it to be large. That is it for shadow. You click on your good. Then reflection. Wow, a lot of my students like to use this reflection. I don't know what they say there, but I guess they so much love it. I love it too though. So you click on it, it becomes more like a water, when you're standing at the back of a river, then you will be seeing your reflection in the river. That is how this works. You can adjust it too if you want, depending. You click on good. So that is it for the text alphabet. Then we move to the shape. We move to the shape. You can see this shape. When you click on shape, like when you click for the shape icon and you're still clicking the text, it's going to show just few features, just like your sticker, import, draw shapes, bees and arrow and other stuffs. But now let's import a shape so we know what this really works for. Let's import a shape. Let's import this. Okay, now when you click on this, you click on the shape, you're going to see reselect. That's if you don't want that shape again, you can go ahead, you reselect, but I don't want this one either, so I'll delete it. I'll go and select another shape. I'll go back, I'll select another shape. Depends on what you want. So you can delete it, you can decide to crop, you can decide to crop it, you can decide to copy it, to make it like copy as much as you want. You send to front. It's almost the same thing with what we did in the text. Relative position, you take it to anywhere you want. Position, take it down anywhere. It's your choice. Then color, you can decide to color it. Yeah, I can decide to color it. Give it any color you want. You can also decide to give it a gradient color. So it's all your choice. Texture, you can decide to go and select a color from a particular design you have already. You fill it in. Let's use this. I just want to use particular just this up as a color. Okay, fine, this is it. I've changed the color from the texture. Opacity, just the same thing. I can decide to reduce it, make it visible. Maybe when you want to design a wedding flyer and other stuffs, I told you guys I so much love this opacity. The opacity, I so much love it. So that is it for what it says. Color filter, it really doesn't work. It really won't work for this because it has just one color. But if you look closely, you could see that the colors are changing. The colors are really changing. Let's try another stuff. Let's try another stuff. Let's use this water filter, color filter. You see, that's what I was trying to say. The colors are gonna change. It's gonna give it a different color. It will definitely give it a different color. So that is it for that. This one wasn't changing, like it was changing, but it will be very hard for you to observe it because it was really not changing, just like the one I deleted. So because it has just one color, but that one has lots of colors, so the color filtering was very much obvious. This is the hue, the saturation, the brightness, the contrast, depending on what you want. So the stroke, just like I told you guys earlier in letters, it's the same thing with objects. You can change the color, increase the width, anything you want to do with it is the same thing. You can decide to erase some parts. Let's say I need this particular object, this particular image, but I don't want the damp part. I can decide to erase it. I'll increase my eraser. I will just wipe this part off. can decide, okay, I don't want this part, I really don't want this part. Perfect. I'll wipe it off. Now that part is off. You see, it's just this that is left. So that is the work for that eraser. That is what it does. So marks, just like I told you guys in what's it called, just like I said in text, it also works the same in objects. You can mark this, you click on your marks, you enable it, that side is off, the side will just get out. See, that's it for marks. So you can also marks in, you marks out, depends on what you want. So that is it. You have erase color. Erase color. This is gonna work for color. Let's see import. Let's import back that image. This one. Now let's go to erase color. You see? Did you guys observe something? It's gonna erase the color. Okay, let's still delete this image and get another one. Let's use this this one. You guys know the logo for this, like which logo owns this, which logo owns this. And answer, if you get it correctly, that is perfect. It's YouTube logo. So let's go for erase color. Erase once. Perfect. You see, it took away the white background it was having, leaving you with just red. It has erased the color. That is where this works for. It erases the color. It erases the color. So that is it for this. Let's see one side. Then you can rotate your image depending. You can rotate it. It's a choice. Then 3D, just like I told you guys earlier in text, it works the same. It works the same depending on how you want it to be. It's a choice. It's your choice depending on what you're designing. You have 3D shape, just like, see it, just like in text. It's all the same thing. The way it appears in text, it's all the same in shape. The inner shadow, the inbows, everything appears the same. That's one thing I told you about these inbows. You have to adjust the size before you be able to get what you want. That's it for inbows. So that's it for objects and text. They work almost similar. So this particular icon is for background. It works for the background. If you want to change the color, maybe I want to change the color of my background, I can use this depending on the color I want. So this works for background. So I can decide to make it transparent. This transparency is based when you're designing a logo. So when you save it, it's not gonna have a background. So that's is for background. I can decide, just like I said earlier, you can decide to change. I don't want custom. I want my flyer, whatever I'm designing, to have a Facebook cover art. You see, it increases. So you can still go here if you don't want to use image size here. You can still go here, just like I thought earlier. You will use image size here. It's all the same. Okay, this is the one I want. So this is it. I can decide to use image. Look at it. Can decide to use image. This is background. I'm explaining for background. I'm done with text and I'm done with objects, that shapes. This is for background. So you can decide to use image. You can decide to use this one, depending on what you want. They have a lot of them. Depending on what you want, it's your choice. I can also decide, okay, I want to use from my gallery. Just like we did there, you can still click on these 3 up X, use image from gallery. So you use it for background. So I can decide, okay, let me use from my gallery. Click from gallery, and I will select this. I'll select this. I'll adjust it. Okay, now I will use from my gallery. use image from my gallery. I might still decide, okay, I want to use from camera, like I want to snap. You can use camera, just like I said earlier. I don't advise this, but depending on what you're doing. Okay, that is it for background, and this also works for background. You can decide to rotate what you're doing, rotate it, rotate it, rotate it. It's your choice. You can use vintage. You know what's vintage? Yeah. You can decide to change the color from the vintage to see it. You can decide to increase or decrease. So that is it for that. You use noise, like it's kind of have dotted something. All this works for the background. You can stripe it. You can decide to make it stripe. You can decide to make it stripe. It's your choice. You can brighten it, make it very bright, make it very much bright. It's still your choice, depending, not just your choice, but depending on what you are doing. This is for contrast. For contrast, it works on background color and all those stuff. This is for hue, saturation. So that's it. Are we missing out something? Are we missing out something? Okay, that is all about pixelLab. That is all about pixelLab. So if you get confused somewhere, you can ask me questions below, or you can hit the link in my description box. You send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll be there to reply you. Thank you so much for staying to the end of this class. Thank you for listening. Please do wait to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Love you guys.